something different today. You are still watching Asia Auto Ambassador. I'm Bernd from Germany, and normally we present cars from Asian brands. Today we have a new Peugeot in front of the camera. Of course, it's a French brand. However, the car will be manufactured in Chengdu in China in addition to the European production in France. And I think or believe that this car has a high potential in Asian markets or global markets. And this is why we want to present this car today. This is the all-new Peugeot 408. The all-new Peugeot model also speaks the same design language as the other latest cars from the brand, such as the 3008 or 308. We've got the small LED headlights, the adaptive matrix LED lights available as an option depending on the trim level. And here you see large daytime running lights and indicators, and the grille is not separated from the front bumper. You see these design inlets here painted in body color, obsession blue, by the way, this color is called. And yeah, the grille is part of the whole bumper towards the headlights. Looks quite unique and is definitely the brand face that makes it easy to recognize or to differentiate a Peugeot from other cars. Here's the model lettering 408, and that brings us to this car, which is a first of its kind in the Peugeot model range. It's based on the EMP2 called architecture, so it's of course a sibling of the 308 and 308 estate or station wagon, but you can see here that it's far bigger. It measures 4 meters and 69 centimeters in length, so it's almost as long as a mid-size-sedan or station wagon. It's 1 meters and 48 centimeters high, and it's got a ground clearance of almost 19 centimeters. That means it plays a little bit with vocabulary like SUV, crossover. However, it's not just another SUV. By the way, there is a compact SUV in the model range of Peugeot, namely the 3008. The 3008 is far shorter than the 408. It's higher, and this makes the 408 really special. It's got a hatchback design at the end, or fastback design. You see the new Peugeot emblem here at the front door. There are a lot of lines here in the design, and again, it looks quite unique. 17-inch wheels come as a standard, and the wheel size is up to 20 inches. The car always drives the front wheels. Here in Europe we will have a 130 horsepower 3-cylinder petrol engine and 2 plug-in hybrids with 180 and 225 horsepower of system power output. For markets outside of Europe, there will be a 215 horsepower pure petrol engine as well. I guess that will be the engine available for the Chinese market, for example. And in the future, there will be a petrol mild hybrid version coming end of 2023 as well, and a pure electric 408. A pure electric version is also announced for the 308 and 308 station wagon. However, this will come to market in 2024, in my opinion. I said that the 408 is based on the EMP2 called architecture. However, this is a slightly modified version of this architecture. That means that for the electric version that comes in the future, there will be a larger battery pack and higher range. The plug-in hybrid carries a 12.4 kilowatt hours battery underneath the rear seats and the boot. The rear design is quite special. I like the bumper. It's quite unique and it's not colored. That means that the bumper has its role, because when you scratch the car somewhere or something or someone bumps in, you don't have to paint it again because it's just black plastic. The tailgate opens electrically. The boot capacity is 536 liters, which is quite a lot, more than with some compact station wagons or estates. If you opt for the plug-in hybrid version, the boot capacity will shrink to 476 liters. We do see hooks to fix a shopping bag, for example, and underneath the removable floor. We don't have too much of storage compartments, however, a little bit. And we can fold, of course, the backrest of the rear seats, and then you can increase the loading capacity to up to 1,611 liters. However, we don't want to load anything into the car now but me. Let's check the interior. My height is 1 meter 92 centimeters. That's 6 feet and 3 inches. The wheelbase of the 408 is 2 meters and 79 centimeters. So it's far longer than the one in the compact 308. And there I really suffer here in the second row because there's a limited space available. Here you see I adjusted the driver's seat into my seating position. There's enough space between my knees and the front seat. There's enough space for the feet, and I like the seating position. The headroom, however, is a bit limited if you are as tall as me because of the declining roofline. We do have a center armrest here with 2 cup holders, Isofix kid seats system here behind these zippers, and there are 2 air vents to bring fresh air into the second row, and 2 USB-C power outlets, as well as some storage opportunities here in the center console and at the back side of the front seats. Here in the door panel you see different plastics. I like it. It's not the final production car here, so let's see next year, by the way, when the car comes to the market in 2023, how this will increase. But here we also see some leather with green contrast stitching. It all looks quite nice. Same here for the upholstery. This car carries the GT top spec trim level, so we have leather with contrast stitching and microfiber here on the seats. Let's have a look into the cockpit. The cockpit is identical to the cockpit of the 308. You see typical Peugeot, the iCockpit architecture. That means we've got a small steering wheel and digital instruments that are quite high. So you look over the steering wheel. For people of my size, this works perfectly. And here we have an optional, or I guess for the GT pack, it will be standard equipment, a 3D instrument cluster. And here you have all the information relevant for the driver, and you can change this by pushing a button. So you have the sat-nav map information, for example, and speedometer, rev meter, and trip computer information, etc. If you opt for the plug-in hybrid, then you also get information about the hybrid system. There won't be a head-up display available. Peugeot is using this higher mounted display here to just save a head-up display. There's an additional second 10 inches display here in the center console. That's a touch screen. Here you can for example, see the TomTom map. Then you go to mirror screen, Apple CarPlay and Android Auto can be used wirelessly. That's new here. The current Peugeot models still need a cable or wire. And underneath the 10 inches display, you see the so-called iToggles virtual buttons, where you can directly, for example, access the media menu, again, sat nav, and so on. The interesting thing is that these iToggles can be configured in an individual way. For example, let's go back to the home menu. You push one of these iToggles longer, and then I can change to, let's say, any other. Like here we've got the help menu, and then now we have this 2 times here. You can easily change this to really opt for your favorite menu to access your music and sat nav by just one fingerprint. There are additional physical buttons here for the air condition, and you've got the audio volume knob, which is also still very helpful because you can easily also turn on and turn off the audio system. The smartphone can charge wirelessly here, makes sense, so that the Apple CarPlay and Android Auto functions come wirelessly too. And here you've got the small controller of the standard 8-speed automatic transmission. So you've got reverse, neutral, drive and manual. And in the plug-in hybrid versions, there's a brake or an energy recovery or recuperation system as well. You've got drive modes, sport, normal and eco. We cannot drive the car today, so it's far too early, 6 months before the market launch here in Europe, to tell you about the driving. Then there are 2 cup holders and a comfortable armrest. Yeah, I like the interior. It looks modern, it's fresh. However, it's not too complicated because of these iToggles and physical buttons. And I like the physical audio volume knob. And that makes it a bit easier to really maneuver throughout the cockpit in a latest Peugeot car compared to, for example, Volkswagen Golf. The seating comfort for the driver is quite good. There's enough space for the legs and large feet. The seats themselves are comfortable, and there's plenty of headroom, at least in a car that's not specced with a panoramic sunroof. The market launch in Europe will be early 2023, so we are quite early with our first review of this prototype vehicle. In China, the production will start a couple of months later, and I guess that the market launch in China will be spring 23, and other markets will also follow over the year 2023. My first impression of the car is quite a good one. I like the design, I like the size. The car is not too big, so it fits in almost every garage on a parking lot. There's enough space for family, so enough boot space, enough space in the second row. And I like the idea behind it and the concept. It's not just another SUV. It's really a fresh concept. The fastback styling is quite unique. I like this color, Obsession Blue it's called. But I guess the car could also look very nice in any shade of gray or other brighter colors. And I'm really curious to see how successful the Peugeot 408 will be. And I'm also curious how it will drive. This can be done next year. Let me know what your opinion about this car is. How do you like the design and the concept? And would you opt for a car like this instead of an SUV or a mid-size sedan or station wagon? And I hope that you liked us presenting a car that is relevant for global markets, which does not come from an Asian brand. Let me know about that. I read all the comments and will reply to most of them. And if you don't mind, I ask you to subscribe to the channel. That will support us, and that you look for and that you follow Asia Auto Ambassador also on Instagram. Thank you very much for watching. Thanks to Andreas for filming behind the camera, and see you next time. Bye bye.